Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update. Friday the 13th. December, Friday the 13th. 1 a.m. Mountain Time 2019, Friday the 13th. What if everything we were told is a lie? Keep calm, it's boom time. Winter is coming. Guam sees record cold temperatures for December 10th. Now, if you don't know where Guam is, it's 13 degrees north of the equator, and it is experiencing the same conditions as we are in the lower 48. That's just Guam. U.S. and Canada daily snow. Lots of powder to chase Thursday through Sunday. Let's check the forecast. Here's northern Colorado on December 9th. Deep powder. Northern Rockies going to be picking up snow through 12/12. That was yesterday. And here we see the Central Rockies from the 13th through the 14th picking up the big winter, as well as Oregon. Hello! And the Northern Sierras. And then more snow the 15th through the 16th through the Southern Rockies, Arizona, and look at that, the tippy touch of the nexus of the schmexus of Texas. From the 15th to the 16th, we'll see snow down in Texas, as well as southern Colorado. More snow in the northwest. And the outlook for the 17th to the 20th is northeast snow, northwest and west coast snow, the nexus of the schmexus. And then through our Christmas, we can see the east coast will be below normal and the west coast, which will lead to a white Christmas on both coasts. Mount Washington receives more than 30 centimeters of snow. Last week, the resort announced they will be pushing back opening day due to lack of snow. Well, they just got it. It's a welcome sight for those waiting to break out the skis and snowshoes. The Northeast is buried. Hartford, Connecticut off to its snowiest start to a winter season on record ever. Hartford, Connecticut is off to the snowiest start of winter. After 3 inches of snow on Wednesday morning, Hartford's official weather observation site at Bradley International Airport had snow recorded at 19.5 inches of snow this season. That's the most snow Hartford has seen through December 11th, and nearly 5 times above the season-to-date average snowfall of just 4 inches. There's 19.5, above the average of just 4 inches. And more rain and snow are predicted, according to Mr. Bianchi. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on all the records being broken, as we predicted months ago. Storm Thursday again delivering hardest hit to northern Wisconsin. See how much snow will fall and where. Take a look from Minneapolis east towards Green Bay and north of there. Storm max total 8 inches. That's what's happening there. The latest storm system Thursday again will deliver the hardest hit northern Wisconsin. According to forecasters, southern Wisconsin is predicted to see mixed precipitation with snow totals increasing. I don't even know why I don't remember to turn my... There it is. There I am. Let's bring this over. It's like free advertising, so we'll just get that into the picture, which is not a schmicture, whatever that is. Where are we? Fremont County forecast, light snow Friday, heavier snow Saturday and Sunday. Heads up, Alan. This is for you. This is where Alien Alan's going back home from the ranch in Canyon City. Snow showers expected to move into Fremont County on Friday morning, and more wintry weather is in the forecast for Saturday and Sunday, according to AccuWeather. Light snow showers expected through Friday, with highs hitting in the 50s. By Saturday, a mix of snow and rain and ice could cover the area with highs in the 40s. Snowy accumulations between 1 and 3 inches, but the heaviest snowfall could hit Sunday, with 3 to 6 additional inches in the forecast. So get out of Dodge, Allen, by Sunday, which will be your fun day. Man, if you live where I live, every day is fun. Doesn't matter what you do or where you go. Just looking, seeing what's happening. Amazing. I saw an elk today. Oh my goodness. Snow expected in St. Louis area on Monday. Snow will move in overnight Sunday and last through Monday, which will not be a fun day. It's early yet, but all signs are pointing to winter weather on Monday. First temperatures will take a nosedive. See that? I didn't even do a dab. That is the ambient air in my studio. First, temperatures will take a nosedive. Highs will drop into the no snow zone, low 40s on Saturday to the, I don't even know what they're trying to say there. Well, we have 150 other tabs open, so let's go there. 2019 will likely finish as Denver's coldest year since 1997. That's a while ago, to be quite honest. A cold late winter, spring, and fall will likely seal 2019 as Denver's coldest year in decades. Thanks, Greta. Thanks, Al. From March's bomb cyclone to late May snowfall to feet of snow by Thanksgiving, it might not come as a huge surprise that 2019 will likely end as Denver's coldest overall year in at least 2 decades. This year is also likely to finish as Colorado's coldest year statewide in more than a decade. With an average year-to-date annual temperature of just 50.9 degrees through Tuesday, Denver will likely clinch its coldest overall year since 1997, based on official data from the National Weather Service. And it's chilly here. Trust me. Chilly. 2019 could also be the wettest year on record for other areas, including Wisconsin, in the Northwoods. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller says records are well within reach. 2019 is Wasou's snowiest year ever, breaking a 110-year-old record up in Wisconsin again. Snow, rain, it's insane. It's not ongoing. Record flooding worldwide. Record rain, record snow. Hello. This is after just 2 years ago they were going to say that there was record droughts everywhere in the world. How wrong did they get it? Well, they got it wrong because they don't know the basic science. Now, the basic science is that of cosmic ray and cloud nucleation, which is why lots of people have gotten their panties in a bunch over chemtrails, which they're misidentifying as persistent contrails. The powers that be are not going to waste their money spraying chemicals on you. They're putting it in their pocket and they're going to Cabo, trust me. And then imagine the underage prostitutes, etc. They're certainly not going to be spraying it on your heads. Now let's listen to see what the mainstream says about the weather.
Blast, and Ginger's tracking the latest. Good morning, Ginger.
Good morning, George. We are certainly feeling it here in New York, but look at this. West Seneca, New York, showing you the visibility low, up to 9 inches of fresh snow reported in western New York. A lot of that lake enhanced and the roads a mess there in Amherst. Now you have all that cold snow on the ground, and then you take a high pressure system, you settle it right over the mid-Atlantic, and that's what we're going to see this morning. So you basically have all the air rushing down, no clouds are formed. It's like taking the blanket off. So that high pressure system is located there. You can see the center of the high kind of represented by those streamlines, which are the surface winds. I'll take you up I-95 and show you how cold it is. It's starting the morning with the wind chill in Washington, D.C. at 18, 12 New York City, Hartford 9, look at up to Bangor. 0. So you want to get sub-zero, go interior New England. And quick look, there's a storm coming. There are winter weather advisories from Winston-Salem to Roanoke, Virginia. This is for the end of the week, Michael.
Let's put the blanket back on. All right. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC
Shut up, George.
YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos,
coming here to block you. No, for real. Let's give him a thumbs up because barely anyone in the country cares about this. We get over 1,000 thumbs up in any video we put up any day for any minute, and they can barely get 100. That shows you the state of mainstream media. Do you know how many people care about George Stephanopoulos? 1/10 about the same people that care about our channel. Hello, active weather pattern to persist over my picture, which I'm now showing. There I am. Look how big I'm making myself. So you can tell how cold it is here. Active weather. A series of storm systems will bring a continued threat for heavy rain, snow, and other across strong winds, rough surf, and other stuff that's called weather. Locations from Northern California to the northwestern U.S. into the weekend. Heavy snow will be likely across the intermontane west. Over the eastern U.S., low pressure will gather strength and move up the eastern seaboard Friday into Saturday, bringing ice, rain, gusty winds, and other things. Here you see winter storm watches and warnings throughout the southern Appalachians all the way down to South Carolina. Winter storm watches and warnings in Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, hello, and the Sierras. Just as expected, it's winter. And when they told us there would be no snow, what they meant was there was going to be record snow in every region, that there's a snow ho-ho. Boom! Over to Europe. Oh, let's check out the models in America first. Here's your first blast of the test. So there is the snow coming to the southern Appalachians in the next 24 to 48 hours, while heavy snow moves into the west. Let's just pause this. Okay, look at that. That's your Friday, Saturday through your Sunday. The entire west is going to basically be buried in heavy snow. Colorado's the big winner, northern Idaho here, and the High Sierra Crest here, right near, well, Reno, Tahoe. But we're going to be the biggest winner here on the snow totals here through the weekend. So we're preparing for that now as Alan heads off on a 7-day walkabout. Hello. That's why I put that in the forecast, because we love him so much. Alien Alan is one of the best workers ever at the Oppenheimer Ranch or Three Canyons Farm. The man is so dedicated. I don't even have to tell him what to do. He knows what to do before we know what to do. That's all I'm going to say there. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. We love you, Alan. I can't repay you enough. Snow warnings end, but extreme cold gripping Alberta's northern reaches. It's going to be cold all over Canada. Doesn't matter where you are. Extreme cold hitting parts of Saskatchewan, Ontario. All of the inter portions of the Craton there in Canada will be freezing cold with wind chills up to minus 30 to minus 40. So heads up. We're not even in February. We're months away from that cold. Now let's look at Europe. So if you're in the UK and you want some snow, you're going to get it through Monday. Take a look. Boom. You got it. All of Norway, Denmark covered. Denmark. Hello, Heinrich Butnus. Yes, the Danish Grand Solar Minimum Channel is about to get some snow, and they don't see a lot of snow there, and the models are showing heavy snow in the north. Heavy snow in Norway. Extreme snow in the southern reaches of the Alps, in southern France, and so on and so forth. You're going to be pummeled. Up here, even in the northern reaches of Spain, it's insane. And if we even look down here in Africa, we're looking at some totals over 40 centimeters in Africa through mid-December. Africa. Freak storm dumps 6 months of rain in one night in Brisbane, Australia. Huh. I wonder where that cosmic ray chart is. Hello! It's cold up there, I tell you, and it rains a lot. So expect more flooding for the rest of your lives. Being increasing amounts of record flooding. So the record flooding you've seen is nothing compared to the records you're about to see. And we're nowhere near finished here. Seismic update. Look at the map. It's completely dead. Now this is terrible. It's not good because no one's getting injured. It's terrible because we are now in a drought for 7 magnitude, 8 magnitude, 9 magnitude quakes, which means that we need a lot of them soon, and we're waiting for the boom. There is no evidence that's happening in the next few days. New Zealand recovers 6 bodies from White Island volcano in a very risky operation. Now, you're well aware, because we reported on it, that the activity had been increasing and there's a 50 to 60% chance of an eruption at any time. But these awesome people, these emergency responders, were told that there's only a 5 to 6% window of an eruption on any given 3 hours. So they went in and they were able to get most of the bodies out. They had left one person floating in the ocean. It's completely disgusting when you actually get down and figure out what they're doing. But you can see the kind of conditions here. The entire roof burned off of this facility. All ash. It was hot. Remember, this is an active volcano. You really shouldn't be building any structures next to an active volcano or inviting people to come see it. Coincidence? 109,000 lightning strikes over New Zealand one day before White Island's deadly volcanic eruption. 300,000 discharges on the same day. In the 24 hours leading up to the 7 a.m. December 7th, 2019, Met Service recorded 109,000 lightning strikes over New Zealand, mostly over the South Island and Westland and surrounding waters. 300,000 bolts on December 8th and more than 857,000 in 72 hours. Hours of electrical powers charging the subsurface, just bringing that energy in and waiting it to come out. Hello. Worldwide volcano news update. Nevados de Chilon, Klucheskov, and the Kamchatka back on the picture. Sabankaya puffing as high as 26,000 feet over the last 24 hours. Aso, Tukono, Popo to 22,000. Explosive activity continues there. And here we are back on the Kamchatka at Klucheskov, erupting to 20,000 feet up in the Kamchatka. Hello. Uptick, most active early flu season since 2003, already wreaking havoc across the U.S. Did you get your shot? I hope not. It's no lark. NASA's asteroid mission picks Nightingale as the sampling site. The Nightingale site has great scientific promise, but poses some risks as well. Look at these boulders. It's a very narrow window. Hello. We'll see what happens there as they try to land on an asteroid. While the entire population believes in false science of CO2 warming the planet, we're landing on asteroids. Somebody's not telling you the truth. Why whales are big but not bigger. Physiological drivers and ecological limits in the age of ocean giants. They don't know what they're talking about. We used to have 80-foot great white sharks called Shasharodon with teeth. Single teeth that are like 12 inches. And then dozens of them lined up behind that one. They could eat one of these whales in 3 bites. The problem is that the environmental constraints on our Earth at the current time do not provide for these megalithic creatures. Just like back in the time of the dinosaurs. If we had a dinosaur on Earth today, it would have a heart attack or would not be able to survive because the Earth wouldn't be able to be pumped up to its head based on our own gravitational situation that we're in. So clearly, something was happening gravitationally different in the past, geologically, than is currently happening in the present. And the last megafauna to die off was 12,700 years ago due to a huge outburst from our sun. And we're going to be getting to that in more detail in the coming weeks. But why whales aren't bigger is because they can't be. We don't have the food and the gravity to support a larger animal. Hubble catches interstellar comet as it flies past the sun. There it is. The Hubble Space Telescope had a front row seat to capture the best and closest image to date of Comet 2I Borisov, a visitor that originated from outside our solar system, according to many. On Sunday, the comet passed within 190 million miles of Earth on its closest approach before continuing on through the solar system, and it's going to be on close approach to our planet in just a month or so. There it is. Apparently electrically neutral in our solar system, this comet is not displaying the typical discharge that a antinode comet would, like Comet Ison. Do you remember the tails that sprung up from that comet as it approached the sun? So this comet is more electrically neutral to our system relative to others. So it's a slightly electric comet, but not that fantastic. There are more comets to come, so don't worry. The return to Venus and what it means for Earth. If you care, read the article. It'll be linked below. We're deep in, and we're trying to end here, and all I got is tabs open. Snow warning end, but extreme cold gripping Alberta's northern reaches. We know that. Hey, if you're looking for Planet X, take a look at Cheops. Now, this is some of the most cutting-edge satellite technology and just got shot up into space, and it's hunting for exoplanets. So if Planet X is up there and the Nibiruans are hiding behind the sun, we'll find out tomorrow. Or maybe not. Now, have you heard that the geomagnetic poles of Earth are moving? Now, for those of you that are new, this is not the rotational pole. The rotational pole up north-south is where the planet spins. Okay? So if we just take this bottle of Joy, which you can buy in our store, which has 24-karat monatomic gold, C60, and cannabis sativa in it, and you just pretend it's the Earth, okay, it's spinning, it has a rotational pole that it spins on. The magnetic pole is not the rotational pole. So many people ask me about, when is the crustal slip happening? Because the pole is shifting. Well, the pole that's shifting is the magnetic pole, not the rotational pole. Those are interdependent. I know, it's very sciencey. So while the Earth sits and continues to spin on the exact same place it always does, it might just have a little perturbation every 26,000 years called the precession of the equinoxes. So the northern rotational pole wobbles every approximately 26,000 years, called the precession of the equinoxes. But the magnetic field is like moving all around all the time. Zig, zig, and supposedly every half a cycle it shifts and comes back. According to many people, they think they have it down to the exact day. But those people are completely... Well, we won't even get into that. So we have a rotational pole and a geomagnetic pole. And what's moving is the geomagnetic pole. So these magnetic reversals occur periodically every 12,500 years or so. Not like clockwork. Trust me. It's close, but there's so many other factors. And the way we follow this is using the world magnetic model if you're using mainstream science. And the world magnetic model was just updated yesterday. We shared that with you. And I'm going to share you the links on how to get to the data through the new update. You probably won't know what to do with it or how to even look at it. About less than 1% of the population knows how to get to this information. And they make it difficult for you to get to on purpose. Not only that, in order for me to download the 20 current PDF archives of the actual pictures of the data, I have to fill out a whole survey and so many other things. Makes you think, why don't they want the population to know that the South Pole is now nowhere near the South Rotational Pole? Here, the South Magnetic Pole is actually here, moving towards Australia. We're going to do a whole bunch of videos explaining why they're not telling you about this and why you need to know about it and how you can follow it. You can follow it foremost and most importantly by watching our daily updates. Now, economists say a recession is coming, and if you have a 401k, well, and you're going to retire on that, you should be spending that on preps right now and Christmas gifts for people that you love. Because I had just got this email, and his prediction of $500 billion took one day. Okay? The banks now are all interconnected. Look at this. They are all interconnected with a quadrillion, yes, quadrillion dollars of highly leveraged, goofy derivative bets. And according to this person, one big bank is going under. Oh boy, 99% of the people have no idea what's happening. And then Zero Hedge comes out with massive, huge, largest ever Fed will flood market with gargantuan $500 billion in liquidity to avoid year-end repo crisis. This means they're just buying time. The market is about to collapse, folks. I hope you have your money in precious metals, real estate, and cash buried in the backyard. Now, if you look at this piece of chart from the big wobble yesterday, Alaska in the news for all the wrong reasons. Global warming, and it's all your fault. And then Zero Hedge picks up on it and steals the same thing and does the same thing. It's like a bunch of thievery happening. Strange things are happening in the waters along the West Coast, and fish are starting to disappear. Now, the problem with the Big Wobble article is they were trying to tell us that air temperature has something to do with water temperature. And it doesn't, because the air and the water are separate. And water is, well, it's very hard to heat the water below 11 inches from the surface at all from the air. In fact, it's impossible. And it's the surface water that actually heats the lower water, and that takes years or decades. So the fish populations that are being affected in these regions and the die-off has nothing to do with climate change. Well, it has everything to do with climate change, just not anthropogenic climate change. So what happens regularly is the Pacific cycles occur, and something called the blob happens. Now, if you don't know what the blob is, you can just Google it, but I'm going to describe it to you here. Now, this article is called "What is the Warm Blob and What It Can Tell Us About Our Climate Future." So you don't want to read this article about your climate future, but you want to follow me on the lesson about the blob. When the jet stream breaks down during solar minimums, even during grand solar minimums, where you are right now. Now we're at the solar minimum of cycle 24. We're also at a magnetic reversal. So that tight jet stream that was used to be moving at about 30, 40 degrees north latitude starts to break down and becomes a breakdance move. And it brings temperature all the way up from the Arctic down to the equator. And this meridional flow is pictured here. And what happens is a huge ridge forms in the Pacific on the west coast. And it drives up some of the hottest equatorial tropical water ever. The same thing happened during the last glacial cycle, during the last glacial maximum. Yes, the place, back then, the Wisconsinian peak, about 15,000 years ago, this was the standard pattern of weather. And that ridge persisted for thousands of years, creating an ice-free corridor from Alaska all the way down into Mexico. Same thing that's happening today. This is not your fault. This is provable and repeated in the past, and we know all about it. And any scientist that claims otherwise got paid to say that. Period. Either that or they're just stupid. Because what I'm going to show you here is just about 8,500 years of weather data, and we're right here on the right side. This is us. And we're probably somewhere right up here by the gray line. This spike is up here by the gray line. And you can see what happens after everything spikes. It goes straight down. Spike, straight down. Spike, straight down. And straight down, and straight down, and straight down, and straight down. It only goes straight down. And our spike is now way up here and about to go straight down. In fact, it's been going down since 2016. And at some point, it's going to rapidly fall off the cliff because volcanic activity is what drives that rapid drop down. Now, if you're still eating food over the counter from supermarkets, more papers coming out to say that glyphosate changes your gut biome and kills you. So there's that. Did you know in 1914 the $10 bill was printed on hemp and portrayed farmers actually plowing hemp? Right there. Hello. This has been lost to history because it's been erased from the textbooks. Because cannabis kills. The only problem is that it doesn't. Because prior to 1910, almost all the pharmaceuticals you could buy in the store contained cannabis. And then once there were multinational pharmaceutical corporations that formed just after 1910, like SmithKline and, well, we won't even go into the pharmaceutical companies. Glaxo, you know who they are. If you take the pills, it's printed right on them. And you know why you're addicted. But that's because they could not patent cannabis. It cured everything, but they couldn't patent it, so they couldn't make any money on it. So they made that the devil weed, and then they gave you poisonous chemicals to make you think like you were getting better. Placebos and other shit that make you think that you feel good, but they're just masks. The pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, they're not curing you. They're masking your pain. And they're capitalizing on your suffering by making money on it. Which is why universal health care is so important. Because there will be no competition to keep you alive. Sulawesi art, animal painting found in cave is 44,000 years ago. That is several catastrophes ago. 3 or more cycles at 12,500 intervals, because we're at the next mass extinction of humanity from stupidity right now. It's happening in the next few decades. You're living it, and they warned us. Now, the Geminid meteor shower is going to peak on Saturday at 2 a.m. And we've just sent up a satellite that can actually see the dust tail. We covered this in the last update, so I'm not going to reiterate or rehash or any of it. But get out there. And if you're in an area that's not experiencing storms and you're not looking up Friday and Saturday night, then why are you even alive? Are you that indoctrinated? And this is how stupid Greta Thunberg and her handlers are. They actually left the rental. Someone gave them a Tesla. I guess Tesla gave them a Tesla for free. And just watch what happens here.
On flights, but it's kind of hard to believe.
Just watch.
Because Greta is kind of it's really hope for my family, my generation. So if I don't have like strong evidence, I can give you an answer.
What do you think about that?
I don't know what is the source of the photos. I'm afraid I cannot say anything.
If they were true, if they're real, and I can promise you they are, what do you think about them?
Well, nobody should use plastics in the first place, but I don't know what is the source, so I'm afraid I cannot really say.
I took it myself. Why are you surprised that Greta Thunberg, someone who surprised that you're using plastic? This is reusable. Oh.
Meanwhile, this D-bag has plastic buttons on, and probably has plastic underwear. He has a plastic pin here, plastic button here. His wallet's probably made of plastic, and most of his clothes are made of plastic. I'm so sick of this. The people that they're interviewing here are almost at a level of retardation.
Just
It
because
doesn't even
it is
make them
unclear
human.
to me what is
It's
the
like,
source.
I went to school, and they showed me the book, and now you're looking at Greta Thunberg's car. Which, there's her car with her handlers. And none of these people want to believe it because he filmed it. He's like, no, I filmed it in Alberta.
Her car, as much as
bags of
didn't want to
potato
believe
chips,
it,
plastic
it
bottles,
was Saint
cans,
Greta's
and other garbage.
Mobile, really.
Exactly what they're talking about. Look at this garbage in here. Plastic shit and bags of shit and just like nothing that they've grown, nothing that they've produced, nothing that they've helped the planet with. All consumer garbage. And she is your messiah.
To the brim, chock full of climate contraband.
It's disgusting. The world you live in is disgusting because it's a fraud. Do you know it's easier to fool people than to convince them that they've been fooled? Now, Mark Twain didn't even actually say this. That's how fooled people are. But the statement he said means the same thing. It was just in Old English, and it was well beyond the vocabulary of most humans. But this is the truth. Even Joe Biden knows it. He can smell it. Everything we've been told about history is wrong. 99% back to 1900 and 100% past there. But the time is now. And there's still time to buy food at the Oppenheimer Ranch Preparedness Store. We just put in bulk chimes, mango chimes. This is long-term candy food storage. Over 5 pounds. 5 pounds for $30 delivered. It comes in other flavors. Now, these are my favorite. I recommend them to everyone. I hope you got something out of the video. Times are changing. And I don't know what these 2 other tabs are, so I'm going to look at them. Yeah, we're going to be doing a video with Yasa Anama Ranch or whatever they're called. So stay tuned for more amazing videos. Our Timball video was determined to be not advertiser friendly, even though the video meets all of the advertiser guidelines. So I've sent a rebuttal back to YouTube saying that you made up these new guidelines and you're enforcing them based on whatever you want. Watch the Timball interview. Check out the advertiser-friendly guidelines and see if we broke a single rule, because we did not. The truth is hard to come by. It's very hard to come by because everything we've been told about history is wrong. And the people that run the country are disgusting, inept, rich, disconnected schmucks that can suck it. We love each and every one of you. Be safe. Share this video as if your life depended on it.